What does $25,000 really get you when it comes to cars? I suppose a sensible decision would be a used Honda Accord with low mileage, or maybe you get a Boomer Spec C6 Corvette with questionable history, or for a little bit more money you can get a brand new Nissan Z, or you can do what I did and get a 1991 Nissan 300ZX for $3,800 and dump another $20,000 into it. And after almost 4 months on the lift, today we find out, was it worth it? This is insane. We fucking did it, dude. Since a majority of this car's history is unknown, I want to make sure that it's road ready before we take it out for its first drive. One of the most important things on this car is going to be the brakes, and the fluid that you see in your reservoir can be very deceiving. So we're going to bleed and flush the brakes. And this is the fluid that came out of my brake system. Even though it was clear in the reservoir, it looked like diesel oil when it came out of the actual lines. And even though we're going to be getting new wheels and tires for this car, I went ahead and put a fresh set of tires on the stock wheel just for this test drive because the old ones were from 2008 and I didn't think they would live up to a test drive. And one last project we have before we take it off the lift, the rear hatch has been held up by vice grips since I got this car, so we're going to replace the struts. Unfortunately, they're not serviceable. The ball that they connect to is actually permanently mounted to the strut, so we have to replace the entire assembly. But once replaced, now we have some good struts in the trunk, and we put this car up on the lift in March, and now in July we get to take it off for its first test drive. Starting this car was such a big milestone, but I cannot describe to you the feeling of pulling this car out of the garage after all the hours I put into this car. It was honestly one of the best days of my life. I haven't driven stick since my last Z.
No way.
Yeah.
I cannot believe this is running right now.
I know. Driving too.
Driving. Yeah, this is so wild.
Holy shit, dude, it works.
Dude, those coils feel better than I thought. I mean,
yeah.
Shit, the Corvette is rougher than that.
Shifts nice and smooth, baby.
I think we're good.
Second gear.
It sounds good. I don't hear anything.
I forgot to take the stickers off the tires. I can hear those.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can hear that, but that's.
This is insane.
This is
we fucking did it, dude.
From a total piece.
Dude, it's still a piece.
Yeah, but
from the outside, but when you get in this thing, no longer a piece.
It just needs paint and put together, and it's.
The only light on the dash is the airbag.
Wait, the speedo's working, or did you get the sensor?
Yeah, I got a new sensor.
Okay.
I don't know how to drive stick, dude. Don't touch it. Not bad.
Oh, did you hear the turbos? You started a spool there. I cannot believe we're riding at this right now. What's oil pressure? 55? Yeah. You're like full pressure.
Yeah, ours are good. We're running negative 12.
12. That's hilarious. You're not even like hitting boost at all.
I know. I don't think I should until I break in the clutch. What do you think?
I would break in the whole thing just a little bit, you know, just at least cruise it around. Oh, that sounds so good. You can smell everything like burning for the first time.
It smells terrible.
Terrible. Yeah, the exhaust and everything. Everything feels good though?
It feels kind of, I think the alignment just needs to be adjusted. It feels really loose on the road.
That, like kind of almost like walking a little.
Dude, I can't see shit.
I told you. This way, at least we should have wiped the window down at bare minimum. I think that's an alignment because it does kind of feel like it's like floating. Yeah.
But also, like the tension rods, the tie rods, they're all kind of loose. They're not really like torqued down.
Those turbos sound so good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get the dual intake, I think. I don't know if I have power steering, bro. The steering feels really stiff.
You have fluid? That is definitely stiff.
Let's hope that's not what that noise is, huh?
Yeah, I don't know what.
Power steering rack is absolutely shattered. Wow, dude. There's definitely some stuff we gotta work on, but
yeah, but
so far so good.
This usually takes people like 3 years to do this.
I mean,
not 3 months.
Yeah. This is crazy, dude.
The funniest part is like people probably think we're like 2 crackheads. How does this? Yeah, dude, the coils feel great.
Yeah, they're not
honestly,
bad.
Like
they're pretty soft. When I let off, there's like a little bit. I can feel a little bit of vibration in the drivetrain. I don't know.
Is it in your feet or?
No, I can feel it. Put your hand on there. You feel that?
It's not too bad though.
Yeah.
It's not bad. Usually when you're concerned, you feel it in your feet. I don't feel shit in my feet though.
No, it feels solid.
Yeah.
Those blow valves aren't opening. That was like 3,500 RPM.
Mm-hmm. This thing's gonna move.
Yeah, what's up with those fucking blow valves?
Is there an adjustment on them, or
yeah, I loosened up quite a bit. So in those clips, I only took it up to about 3,500 RPM, and we're definitely not done driving this car in this video, but we have some stuff we gotta work on before we really open it up. After we put a few miles on it, I definitely started to hear an exhaust rattle. So after some investigation, I discovered one of the plugs that go inside the bungs on the exhaust came loose. I don't think I ever really tightened it. And once I tightened it down, the exhaust rattle went away completely. And then 2 other things I noticed mechanically were the blow-off valves weren't opening when I would hit boost. And then it started to lean out once I got into boost. So I'm thinking that the fuel pump needs to be addressed. And this is something I never really did. The previous owner that I bought this car from, when they were trying to get it running, they put a fuel pump in it, but it was just a generic AutoZone fuel pump. So I'm thinking that's probably our problem. And then the car was walking and kind of floating all over the road, where it almost felt dangerous. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna go take it to get in alignment right now. I ended up going to Network Alignment, where they specialize in modified cars. They did an amazing job. And for the blow-off valves, since the ones I had were from Alibaba, I got these GFB with the atmosphere kit, since I won't be recirculating them. I pulled off the recirculation fitting and replaced it with the trumpet. And then I also replaced the spring, since the one that comes with it is too soft to vent to atmosphere. Then I reconnected the vacuum line and reinstalled it. For the fuel pump, there's a company that makes an OEM replica as well as a fuel sender. So I tore down the interior and got the new fuel pump and fuel sender in so we can get this Z back on the road. We'll give it a little courtesy rev. Oh my God. Oh, let's go! Oh, they sound so good. That is the whole reason why I spent the last 3 months building this car. Oh man, guys, I cannot explain to you how good this car is. The sounds it makes, the way it makes boost, everything. The seats are so comfortable. The interior feels great. However, I do need to put some miles on that clutch before I really put it into boost. We're only running about 8 pounds of boost right now. Once I put about 300-400 miles on the clutch, I'm gonna turn the boost up to probably 13 or 14 pounds. And of course, we're gonna do the paint ourselves, and we're gonna do it on a budget. So I'm gonna try to teach you guys how I get it done. And like I've said in previous videos, we have some really special wheels going on this car. And there's a couple of things I need to fine tune, but for the most part, this car is pretty well sorted. So I'm gonna get started on the paint in the next video. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, drop a like on the video, and I'll see you guys next week.